Good afternoon, y'all. I know I ain't been live. I know it's like about a week. I've been working out. This is no excuse, but I've been working out and um working out and busy with my business. And I guess God want my undivided attention at night when I'm driving. So when I be and then come back my data acting like it don't want to work when my data act like it don't want to work when I'm on the road. So I'm gonna read y'all some scriptures today. I hope y'all doing well though. Good afternoon, happy Sunday. Y'all cooking? Is y'all cooking? So y'all know my channel is about reading the Bible. My perspective. There's no right or wrong answer. It's just the answer. You read the Bible how you read it, and I read it how I read it. How about that? So, God, what you want me to read? Stop when you tell me to stop. What you want me to read? Okay. He want me to read Esther. Okay, Esther, what you got going on, girl? Welcome in. Make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel. We're gonna see what Esther got going on. Okay. So, this is Esther 1. Okay. This is Esther 1. This is what happened during the time of Xers. The Xers who ruled over 127 province, province stretching from India to Kush. At that time, King Everett reigned from his royal throne in the citadel of Susa, and in the third year of his reign, he gave a banquet for all his nobles and officials, the military leaders of Persian and Media, the princes, and the nobles of the provinces were. Hey, Melanie, how are you? Welcome in. For a full 180 days, he displayed the vast wealth of his kingdom and the splendor and glory of his majesty. When these days were over, the king gave a banquet lasting 7 days in the enclosed garden of the king's palace for all the people, from the least to the greatest, who were in the citadel of Susa. The garden had hangings of white and blue linen fastened with cords of white linen and purple material, that silver rings on marble pillars. There were couches of gold and silver on a Masonic pavement, marble, mother of pearl, and other costly stones. Wine was served in goblets of gold, each one different from the other, and the royal wine was abundant in keeping with the king's liberality. By the king's command, each guest was allowed to drink with no restriction, for the king instructed all the wine stewards to serve each man what he wished. Queen Vasti also gave a banquet for the women in the royal place. On the seventh day, when King Xerxes was in high spirits from wine, he commanded the seven eunuchs who served him, Muhammad, Vista, Harbana, Victor, Abagatha, to bring before him Queen Vashta wearing her royal crown in order to display her beauty to the people and nobles. Welcome in, y'all. Welcome in. Y'all make sure y'all subscribe to my YouTube. To the people and nobles, for she was lovely to look at. But when the attendants delivered the king's command, Queen Vashti refused to come. Then the king became furious and burned with anger. Since it was customary for the king to consult experts in matters of the law of justice, he spoke with a wise man who understood the times and were closest to the king. Karshina, Shatar, Tarshish, Mears, Marcina, and Mukan, the seven nobles of Persia, and media had special access to the king and were highest in the kingdom. I know I'm gonna have to read this in English because I'm not understanding God. Hello. According to law, what must be done? She has not obeyed the command of king that Nuchus have taken to her. Then Mukin replied in the presence of the king and the nobles. Queen has done wrong not only against the king but also against all the nobles and the peoples of all the province of kings. For the queen's conduct will become known to all the women, and so they will despise their husbands. King Xerxes commanded Queen Versati to be brought before him, but she would not come. This very day, the Persian and Median women of the nobility who have heard about the queen's conduct will respond to all the king's nobles in the same way. There will be no end of disrespect and discord. Therefore, if it pleases the king, let him issue a royal decree and let it be written in the laws of Persia and Media, which cannot be repealed, that Basadi is never again to enter the presence of kings. Also, let the king give her royal position to someone else who is better than she. Then, when the king's indict is proclaimed throughout all his vast realm, all the women will respect their husbands from the least to the greatest. Welcome in, y'all. Make sure thank you for thumbsing up the live. Make sure y'all subscribe to my YouTube channel. I'm just over here reading the Bible. How y'all doing? Happy Sunday. Is y'all cooking Sunday dinner? Is y'all cooking Sunday dinner? If y'all are, y'all pick me a plate. The king and his nobles were pleased with this advice, so the king did a Menimuk proposed. He sent dispatches to all parts of the kingdom, to each province in its own strip, and to each people in their own language, proclaiming that every man should be ruler over his household using his native tongue. Okay, so we're going to see the English version of this because I did not understand none of it. This is the story of something that happened in the time of, and you spell this Xerxes, Xers. The Xers who ruled from India to Ethiopia, 127 proverbs in all. King Xers ruled from his royal throne in the palace complex of Susa. In the third year of his reign, he gave a bouquet for all his officials and ministers. The military brass of Persia and Media were also there, also with the princes of governors of the province. For 6 months, he put on inhabit the huge wealth of his empire and its stunningly beautiful royal splendors. At the conclusion of the exhibit, the king threw a week-long party for everyone living in Susa, the capital, important and unimportant alike. The party was in the garden courtyard of the king's summer house. The courtyard was elaborately decorated with white and blue cotton curtains tied with linen and purple cords to silver rings on marble columns. Silver and gold couches were arranged on a mosaic pavement, marble, mother of pearl, and colored stones. Drinks were served in gold chalices, each chalice one of a kind. The royal wine flowed freely, a generously king. Welcome in, y'all. The guests could drink as much as they like, so they having a party. King orders, with waiters at their elbows to refill their drinks. Meanwhile, Queen Vashti was throwing a separate party for women inside King Xerxes' royal place. So it's two parties going on. I ain't know they were partying like that in the Bible, drinking wine, having waiters. On the seventh day of the party, the king, high on the wine, ordered the seven eunuchs who were his personal servants, and I named all them Abagatha, Sathar, Carcas, to bring Queen Vashti resplendent in her royal crown. He wanted to show off her beauty to the guests and officials. She was extremely good looking, but Queen Vashti refused to come. She refused to come, y'all. Refused the summons delivered by the Anunnakis. The king lost his temper. So the king got mad, y'all. He advisors. Those closet to him, closest, I said closet. Those closest to him were Krishna, all the people that I named, the seven highest ranking prince of Persia and Media, the inner circle with access to the king's ear. He asked them what legal recourse they had against Queen for not obeying king's summons delivered by Anubis. I'm trying to see what's going on. I did not. I did not. Uh, Mama Can spoke up to the council of the king and princes. It's not the only king. It's not the only king Queen Vesta has insulted. It's all of us. Not only did she insult the king, she insulted us too. Leaders and people alike in every last one of the king provinces. The word's going to get out. Did you hear the latest about Queen Vashti? King Exors ordered her to be brought before him, and she wouldn't do it. When the women hear it, they'll start treating their husbands with contempt. The day the wives of the Persian and media of officials get wind of the queen's insolence, her absence basically, they'll be out of control. Is that what we want? A country of angry women who don't know their place? Y'all hear that? Y'all hear that? So if the king agrees, let him pronounce a royal ruling and have it recorded in the laws of the Persians and Medes so it cannot be revoked that Vashti is permanently banned from King X's presence. And then let the king give her royal position to a woman who knows her place. When the king's ruling becomes public knowledge, throughout the kingdom, extensive as it is, every woman, regardless of her social position, will show proper respect to her husband. The king of the prince liked this. The king did not did what Mukim proposed. He sent bulletins in every part of the kingdom to each province in his own script, to each people in their own land. Every man is master of his own house. Whatever he says goes. Dang. Yeah, I hear that. Dang. So is that where they come from? So this is my friend once told me I remind her of Esther, so maybe I need to see why she said I'm Esther. Okay, so Esther made queen. Later, when King Xerxes' fury had subsided, he remembered Vasadi and what she had done and what he had decreed about her. Then the king's personal attendants proposed, let a search be made for a beautiful young virgin for the king. Let the king appoint commissioners in every province of his realm to the harem at the citadel of Susa. Let them be placed under the care of Hagar, the king's Anut, who is in charge of the women, and let beauty treatments be given to them. Then let the young women who pleases the king be queen instead of Vashida. This advice appealed to the king, and he followed it. Now there was in the Satita of Susa, so he was like, go out there and find somebody else then, because Queen Vashada is Vashti. She don't want to do right, so since she don't want to do right, we're gonna go out here and find somebody else. They're gonna do right. Now, okay, so now there was in the Satita of Susa a Jew of the tribe of Benjamin named um, Mordecai, son of Jair, the son of Shimi, the son of Kish, who had been carried into the exile from Jerusalem by Nebuchadnezzar, king of Babylon, among those taken captive with Jehoiachin, king of Judah. Mordecai had a cousin named Hadassah, whom he had brought up because she had neither father nor mother. This young woman, who was also known as Esther, had a lovely figure and was beautiful. Mordecai had taken her as his own daughter when her father and mother died. When the king's order and a date had been proclaimed, many young women were brought to the site of Susa and put under the care of Hagar. Esther also was taken to the king's palace and entrusted to Hagar, who had charge of the harem. She pleased him and won his favor. Immediately he provided her with beauty treatments and special food. He assigned her to seven female attendants selected from the king's palace and moved her and her attendants into the best place in the harem. Esther had not revealed her nationality and family background because of Mordecai had forbidden her to do so. Every day he walked back and forth near the courtyard of the harem, so he done got with Esther, y'all. Esther was the best. He favored Esther, y'all. So she was ahead of the women and doing what she got to do. And she couldn't even tell her background, her nationality, because it was forbidden for her to do so by Mordecai. Okay, to find out Esther was and what was happening to her. Before a young woman's turn came to go in, King Esther, she had to complete 12 months of beauty treatment. So she got to go through a process. Esther had to go through a process, so she had to complete 12 months of beauty treatments for Strive for the Women, 6 months with oil of Myra, and six with perfumes and cosmetics. And this, I ain't know they had makeup and stuff back then and perfume. This is how she would go to the king. Anything she wanted was given to her, with her taken from the harem to the king's palace. In the evening, she would go there, and in the morning, return to another part of the harem to care. The king's eunuch, who was in charge of the concubines, she would not return to the king unless he was pleased with her and summoned her by her name. When the turn came to Esther, the young woman Mordecai had adopted, the daughter of his uncle, to go to the king. She asked for nothing other than what Hagar, the king's eunuch, had, who was in charge of the harlot, suggested. And Esther won the favor of everyone who saw her. So maybe that's why my friend said about me, like everybody be loving me. I be like, y'all love me. She was taken to King Esther's in a royal residence in the 10 months. So she had showed them in 10 months in the 7 year. Now the king was attracted to Esther more than any of the other women, and she won his favor and approval more than any of the other virgins. So he set a royal crown on her head and made her queen instead of Vasati. So Vasati, she ain't even queen no more. Esther done came in that thing. Um, and the king gave her a great bouquet, Esther's bouquet, for all his nobles and officials. He proclaimed a holiday throughout the provinces and distributed gifts with royal liberty. So, I'm going to finish reading this, guys. So, that's the reading for today. I read Esther chapter 1 and 2. And I'm going to go back in this email and see why my friend said I was Esther. But please, y'all, subscribe to my YouTube. I appreciate y'all for coming in, and I'm gonna go live. I will definitely keep being consistent, even if I just post a video or a short, and try my best to go live. I'm gonna do that. I'm a little, sleepy or whatever, but I just want to get on here and tell y'all thank y'all for sticking it in with me. I hope y'all have a happy Sunday with all the good food. And love on somebody, tell somebody you love them. This life is short that we live. So, I live your life to the fullest. I think I'm gonna keep continuing to get some of this sun. I was just trying to keep from going back to sleep. And thank you. Let's be clear. Thank you. And God bless y'all. And I hope that God blesses y'all abundantly. And rappers unchanging hands around y'all. I love y'all. Thank y'all so much for tuning in. God be the glory. Give God all his praise, all his mercy, and always tell him thank you, even if it's good. If y'all say it's bad, but I don't think there's a bad day. But it's just my opinion. But just thank God, because it's the will of God, and he likes that. So y'all have a good day, and I'll see y'all. Make sure y'all subscribe to my YouTube channel.